My father-in-law. Long read. I met Karen in June of '94. We had our first date in December, engaged in January, and married by October 1995. Several years in, we had been teasing each other all afternoon since we got home from work. We went to bed early with intentions of having some playtime. About 10 minutes into it, she got up, got dressed, and went out to the living room without saying a word. I waited for a little while before getting up, in case she needed a moment or two. When I sat with her, she said to me, "I think I need to go see a shrink or therapist." I told her I would support her in any way possible and I would wait for her. I told her, "I don't know what the issue is and I won't pry. You'll tell me when you're ready." A few months later, after barely any physical contact except spooning her every night or holding her hand on the couch, we were in bed just chatting. She revealed to me the reason for therapy is she was abused sexually beginning at the age of 8. Being the husband, of course, I got angry. I asked, but she would tell me who. That winter she was diagnosed with breast cancer. 2.5 years later she passed. 2 weeks before she passed, she said to me, "You need to take care of my parents." She was an only child. Her father, after dealing with serious depression issues, had chased all of their friends and family away. I was all that was left and all they had. A few days later she told me, "When it's over, go online to my support group and inform them of my passing," and she gave me her password. The day Karen died, I got home around 7 p.m. I went online with her password and found not only the breast cancer support group, but also a group for sexual abuse victims. I did as she asked and posted on the message board she had passed. Against my better judgment, I had gone on the other support group message board and started reading her postings. One of them started, "Does anyone carry on a pseudo relationship with their abuser like I do with my father? Her father would abuse her mostly on Saturdays when mom would go grocery shopping. Her mom got sick and she passed away in December of '22. By now, I had been taking care of these people for 20 years. Whatever, whenever or wherever they needed, I was there. I knew the dirty secret. Every time I looked at the man, I got sick. However, she asked me to take care of them, and so I did. I made a promise. Mom was in the hospital the last 6-8 weeks of her life. She didn't even want to see him, but a few days before she passed, she said to me, "Ken really let Karen down," which makes me believe she knew about the abuse. No wonder why she was the only one able to keep him in check. She had the dirt on him. A few days after mom passed, my father-in-law accused my current wife and I of trying to steal from him. When I called him and confronted him about it, he blew a gasket screaming at me and how it was no good. I told him, "I know more about you than you think I do." He replied, "You don't know shit. Don't ever call me and don't ever come to my house again." 10 months later, I sold everything and left Connecticut for South Carolina. I needed to put distance between him and I. Knowing what I've known and keeping the secret for years has worn me down. I found myself consciously thinking dark thoughts, coming up with a plan. I was finding myself looking for vengeance for Karen. The individual is not worth me spending the rest of my life in prison over. He will die all alone and miserable. It's the best I can hope for.